You know, there comes a time in every man's life when he has to stand up and just say no. If, you know, like when you're in school, you were taught that, at least when I was in school, the conformist, that like wasn't a cool thing. It was cool to not conform. So what am I talking about? I recently had a situation where I actually canceled my Costco membership. Why did I do that? I canceled it because I just had bought the membership a couple months prior, and then all of a sudden I'm going to walk in one Sunday afternoon, nice little day, get us some of that delicious meat for a very good price that they have. And with the way that meat prices are right now, I needed it. I needed it for my family. Well, I go in to buy some steak, and a man stops me at the door and he's like, "Sir, you must put," here, this is actually kind of what he had. "Sir, you must put one of these on before you enter the store." And I said, "Hell no. Show me where customer service is. I'm going in there, I'm canceling my membership right now." And I did it. I canceled my damn membership because they were going to force me to do something with my body that I am not cool with. Okay, hey guys, Israelite Preparedness here, right? If you've seen any of my videos, maybe you know I'm a registered nurse and my wife is a physician. And we have yet to wear these anywhere, okay? Anywhere out in public, all right? The reason why is this. I'm gonna touch this subject real quick. I want to tell people this because I actually do care about people. Whenever you become a nurse, you take an oath. It's a lot like a physician's Hippocratic oath, and basically it means first do no harm, or do no harm is what you say. All right, well check this out. These things are doing harm. They are doing harm, believe it or not. And I'm gonna qualify this with facts, because facts do matter. Here's the facts. Not this kind, but I'm talking about an N95, the very best kind, not a piece of cloth. All right, this is just a piece of surgical cloth. The very best N95s have a filtration rate of a millionth of a millimeter small. That's how small the holes are. That's the very best N95. A virus is a billionth of a millimeter small. All right, a billionth. So it's literally, even with the best mask, it's like throwing a needle through a basketball net. Here's another point. You have these two things right here, which are also mucous membranes, the gates to your soul, right? These are mucous membranes. If you're gonna wear this, cover all that up with it. I mean, people are just wearing pieces of cloth, which is so stupid. If you're gonna wear this and you're not gonna wear some actual, it has to be a complete, like airtight seal, a goggle or a face shield, you might as well not wear either or. Because if you believe the hype about COVID, then you're gonna be able to contract it also through your mucous membranes. Now, I'm telling you guys this because I figured, well, hang on, let me make one more point before I go off on this whole tangent. These masks, if you wear these, and this is not just me and my wife saying this, we've actually done the studies and done the research. If you're wearing a mask for prolonged periods of time, going to the grocery store, walking outside, like I see people mowing their yards with these on, okay? If you're doing that, what you're actually doing is not only, especially if you have asthma, COPD, just any kind of respiratory infections, or you're prone to those, you are hurting your lungs, you are hurting yourself, and you're hurting your immune system. Because first of all, you're not getting fresh air. You're rebreathing your own respirations, your own carbon dioxide constantly, and these create breeding grounds of bacteria from your expirations, all right? So no, CDC isn't going to tell you all this stuff. I'm telling you this because it's all bullshit. And besides the point, and because I truly care about people. That's why we've been actually, Dr. Blaylock is his name. He has a great 6-page article where it actually goes through studies and talks to you about that actually wearing these can cause lots of health effects, serious health effects sooner or later. And so again, I took that seriously. First, do no harm. When I was drinking the medical establishment Kool-Aid, I did a lot of harm without realizing it, thinking I was doing good. I thought I was doing good, but the things that we were putting in people's bodies and the way that Western medicine is turned on its head, it's not good. We are supposedly the wealthiest country in the world and have supposedly the best healthcare in the world. However, we rank like number 20 as far as actual health, primarily because of chronic diseases. There are, I can't remember how many autoimmune diseases there are now, but there are hundreds of them, and they've never been a thing before. I believe God made our bodies. He said so. We were created in His image, and I believe that He made them very strong and very healthy. However, we choose to, from birth, we get born, the way that women deliver and the way that they're born, it's atrocious. And immediately as soon as the baby's born, they're pumping them full of chemicals. They're pumping them full of, they're sticking needles in them that should not be going in them, because maybe you've seen my other video about what would Jesus do, what would the real Jesus do, and what I'm talking about is what would He do. Would He go and would He isolate? Would he obey Caesar, basically? If Caesar said, hey, you guys got to all go and shut yourselves in your house. No, He would still keep going out and healing people, and He told us to do the same thing. So I'm trying to help heal some people. Okay, I'm trying to rectify some of the wrong that I did when I used to drink the establishment Kool-Aid of Western medicine. In nursing school and in medical school, they teach physicians and nurses constantly to learn what's called critical thinking, and that means using your own brain. It means using your own brain. Unfortunately, the majority of nurses and doctors, whenever they come out of school, they get a job somewhere, they no longer have to use they don't really use their brain anymore. All they do is ascribe to the policies and the doctrines of whatever facility they work for. And now all their critical thinking skills go out the window. Why do we have thousands of autoimmune disorders, or hundreds, and yet the doctors have no answers for that? Well, God told us, He said, your physicians have no healing medicines. So that's something also to take as a point. And He also told us that the herbs of the field shall be for the joy of the workman. Okay, what He's talking about is that Hippocrates, actually, which is supposedly Hippocrates, this is what our medicine supposedly is based off of, that foundation. He said it really well. He said, let medicine be thy food, and food be thy medicine. Yeah, okay, so herbs and all that stuff, there's a lot of really good things out there, but you're doing a lot of harm if you're wearing these all the time. All right, I'm telling you right now, please, and especially the elderly people who are scared. I've had people literally see me without a mask and go to the complete opposite side of the street, ask me, which way are you going? Which way are you going? Because I'm riding my bicycle and I'm towing my 2 little boys behind me, and they see I don't have a mask on. And, oh, which way are you going? So they 20 feet away from me, they don't want to even come near me. I'm getting frustrated because with all the hypocrisy going on with, there's peaceful protests, yes, but there's also non-peaceful protests, or they're not protests, that's rioting, and people are burning shit down, and they're destroying things, and they're harming people, and they're hurting a lot of people. And you have mayors and governors who have literally been telling folks, you better shut down your business for the good of the community, and now they're letting all these people, there's like, you better social distance, you better wear a mask, you better shut down your business, you better deprive your family of food, of self-sustaining food, telling them who's essential and who's not. Those mayors, those governors are then now letting people go out in hordes, thousands and thousands of people, not social distancing, not wearing a mask. They're not saying shit. They're not sending police to arrest those people. No, they're not unless the very few that actually get caught who are actually vandalizing. And you even have mayors, I can't remember who it is. I think it's some guy in the mayor of Los Angeles or the governor or someone over there in California. He was out taking a walk with the protesters, wasn't social distancing, had his mask off a whole lot of times. Okay, strike one for him. There's another, I think it's governor in Virginia, Northam. Yeah, the dude who did blackface. Yeah, him. He was out prior to all the riots and the unfortunate George Floyd event, which obviously was disgusting. It's horrible what happened to that man, and everyone who has any drop of humanity would agree with me. But he was out and about and everywhere, not wearing a mask, not social distancing. It's all over alternative news media. You're not going to find it on mainstream media. You're not going to find it on CNN. You might find a little bit of this stuff on Fox, maybe, but still all major platforms are controlled by the same people who control the CDC. The CDC is a private organization. They're controlled by the same people who control our money supplier, Federal Reserve. They have monopolies on the pharmaceutical industry, on farming, agriculture. The list goes on and on and on. This is multifaceted. This is a complete subversion of humanity and everything that actually the original founding documents of America stands for. And so I'm so frustrated, and I'm trying not to like vent too much. But guys, I told the people at Costco, I said, no, I'm not going to do that, because here's another thing. Who makes these masks? Okay, have you ever heard Q Bono or Key Bono, which means who benefits? Who is producing these masks? So they're trying to hand me one, but who's getting paid to do that? Who's getting paid to make all these and then to decide which places are going to use what mask and to hand them out to people? How do I know that the people who are handing me this mask, that their dirty hands don't have all kinds of nasty things all over them? And now you're going to tell me I have to put it on? And then I'm going to have to put this thing on that I have no idea where you got it from or who made it. I don't know what chemicals it's made out of, or what someone with unfortunately the nihilistic behavior of everyone right now, someone could have sprayed something on these things. And now you're going to inhale it. You're going to put it here. What did George Floyd said? I can't breathe. This is like some of the most important architecture of your whole body. Respirations are everything in the scheme of things of your metabolism. You can actually go into what's called respiratory acidosis or respiratory alkalosis, depending on your respirations. Your respirations can decide your blood pH, your pH balance, the acidity or the alkalinity of your blood. Your respirations do that, and your kidneys also help as well. But that takes a lot longer. That's not part of the respiratory pH balance scale. The respiratory pH balance scale is significant, and every single medical professional out there, if you're hearing this, you know what I'm talking about. You got quizzed on it every single semester. They drilled pH balances into your head because it's extremely important. This can cause acidosis. This can cause respiratory acidosis because you are no longer breathing fresh air. You are now breathing in a whole lot of carbon dioxide from your own self. What you're doing to yourself is very bad. Respiratory acidosis, putting your body into a state of acidosis, has numerous side effects. Not to mention, like I just discussed with you, COPD, people with all kinds of respiratory disorders, asthma. This is really bad, guys. I'm telling you, because I'm going, with everything going on, it was like there was a lull, like for a week, hardly anybody was wearing masks because social media completely changed. The mainstream media changed their narrative, and they were only blasting, Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, and all these things. That's the only thing they were talking about, and I saw people hardly wearing masks anymore. Well, today, I go to Sprouts, people are looking at me like I got two heads. I'm the only guy in there without a mask on. People are avoiding me left and right because supposedly, one lady told me today, said a man said from the CDC said today that if you have COVID and you don't know it, that wearing one of these will help stop the spread. No, wrong again. Again, if you're gonna wear a mask, you have to have the very best N95. You have to have something to completely protect all your mucous membranes. You have to have a actual face shield. You, if you actually are a medical professional, you have to actually get fitted for an N95. They actually have different sizes. You have to go in and see an actual medical doctor. You have to go see a medical doctor just to be qualified to then wear that mask. And I know, because I'm an ER nurse, and they used to have to do this, and they used to bitch at me all the time because I have facial hair, and they said that's gonna break the seal and it's not gonna work and all this stuff. Also, whenever infectious disease patients came into the ER, if they were on what's called droplet precautions, they had to go into a pressurized room, which had an airlock with 2 doors. Like, there was like a negative pressure or a positive pressure, depending on what that person was infected with. Again, all those things have to be almost perfect, but still, even then, like I just said, with the very best N95, it's like throwing a needle through a basketball hoop or a basketball net with a virus, because a virus is a billionth of a millimeter small, and the very best N95 is only a millionth of a millimeter small. So there's something up there. What they're doing is I care about people, so I'm telling you this stuff. I'm not gonna benefit in any way. I get flack for trying to tell people about this all the time. They get mad at me, but I'm trying to help people's health. With you wearing masks all the time, you're putting yourself at risk for the long term. You might be complicating yourself almost immediately, or you might see some side effects happening down the road. And all you're doing is compromising your immune system and actually making yourself more liable to contract all kinds of nasty bugs, especially whenever the winter time comes around, the fall and the winter. That's gonna be a really hard time on all these people who were spending their entire summer shut indoors and wearing masks. They weren't getting vitamin D, they weren't getting vitamin C, they weren't doing the right things, the proper things that your body needs to do, the way that God made you. You should be in the sunshine during the summertime. You should be breathing fresh Colorado air during the summertime, or wherever you are air. It's much better, even if you're in a city. Well, maybe not, I don't know, but basically wherever you are, it's much better to be breathing the fresh air around you than it is to be breathing your own respirations over and over and over and over again. So please, this is like a health alert video. I'm trying to educate people. I pray that that you share this and that people learn about this, and that you teach elderly people about this, you teach your loved ones, you teach your kids about this. Please, please, I have nothing to benefit. I have no stake in this game. I'm not gonna make any money off this. I'm not a monetized channel. I'm not a nothing, okay? I'm just a dude who's a nurse, who loves the Most High, loves Jesus. That's who I am. And in the spirit of loving Jesus, I'm trying to love on others by doing this, okay? So I pray, please listen to me. Please do the research for yourself. Look up Dr. Blaylock and the effectiveness on mask, I think is the name of the article. Look that up. That's got a pretty good explanation. I've been making copies and handing them out to my neighbors and putting them in parks, and also putting them in the leave a book, take a book. Those little things, you put them in the leave a book. I've been putting those forms in those little, they look like little mailboxes with people who share books and stuff. So that's all the time I have for now, but I hope this helps somebody out, and with that, shalom.